Dr. Govi M. Sridevi Garu.
Hello everyone. So I understand you're all faculty doing that. But we'll be happy to of course this is my hometown, and congrats to the chairman. He's built a very successful institution. It's not easy to
using spin things. It's all spin button. Or mission also spin button also. That is students
now the students internships and everything we can do it in this labs.
Sir, here we have fabricated a microchip patch antenna, sir. By using ceramic materials. Starting piece of fabric also, sir.
In ideal we are starting the image feed చేసి అది మనకి చెక్ చేసి
One week. Around 7 hours. And
7 hours.
I express my heartfelt thanks on behalf of all of us, sir. Thank you for sharing your expertise. Once again, we thank
devices actually. I have done films when you were saying. I have gone up to 5 nanometers. I have basically worked on GaNs and gallium oxides other than silicon engineering. So this is not a question, sir. This is just a clarification of.
In India, I could only work on simulation levels. I could only design my our devices in India. Until and unless you fabricate your devices, we cannot validate whether it works for a circuit or not.
everything will work, right? So it's nothing to do with that. So I came to India in 2004. At that time we set up in Electronic City, Bangalore, and at that time I thought business will just come, right? We set up the very first semiconductor test and validation lab. So just to let you know, the testing means it's not like you're an operator, you're testing the chips. So the chips have, as you know, right, millions of transistors and circuits, and every chip has to be tested within a few seconds, and each second costs 6 cents. So if you take 1 minute to test the chip, it will be $4. So it has to be tested very quickly, and it has to be good quality. When the chip goes into a rocket, if your chip does not work, your chip might cost only $4 or $5, but the rocket is, as you know, right, hundreds of millions of dollars. If it goes into safety critical applications, like if it goes into a car that you're driving, and if there's an accident because of this chip, then that is very dangerous, right? So the chips have to be tested very high quality. So the lab that we set up at that time is to develop test solutions to be able to test these complex chips within a matter of few seconds, but with very high quality. But anyway, the long story short, we quickly realized India is not yet ready to use our services, because India they was doing some chip design, but they were not doing a full chip tape-out. So there was zero business in India, and more importantly, there was zero talent in India, because there was nobody who was trained in this chip testing business. So what we did is, okay, fine, we don't have business, so let me become a faculty myself, right? Let's start training people So we went to second tier cities. We thought, we cannot compete with large multinational companies. So we went to second tier cities in Karnataka, Andhra and Tamil Nadu. We had a written test basics of electronics. Anybody who can analyze circuits properly, we can train them. So there is no course material. So for the class that is to be taught that day, I used to get up at 4 a.m., prepare the material. 9 a.m. There were also other students that signed up from our customers from other companies. So we got started that way training people. And in the last 20 years, we trained about 5,000 engineers. So all of them have very good careers. So that's our contribution to the ecosystem in India. So they've got, most of them are working in Tesla. By the way, our company name is Tesla Semiconductor. It's the largest standalone semiconductor solutions company in the world. We are about 3,800 employees. We are about 3,800 employees worldwide. We are in 12 different countries. But we started with a very small dream, right? And as we hit each milestone, we expanded our dream. So you don't have to start with big dreams. And your big dream can be, I want to have a company with 100 people, right? So we quickly hit that, and then it takes, and then you start expanding your dream. Anyway, we started off, and that was, we got some of my friends in the Silicon Valley gave us business. So we got started that way. Texas Instruments, when we were 5 people company, they were good enough to, anything is possible in India. Because here, the students are very bright, very ambitious. They want to do a lot of good things. They just have to be molded. They just have to be fine-tuned. And then if you put them in the right direction, then, sky is the limit. So now, of course, now the industry has become very mature. Everybody is talking about semiconductor industry. And, but 20 years back when we started, nobody knew about this. Now we have a complete solution, not just in semiconductor test. We have on the chip design. We have a very large team. We have teams in Germany, we have teams in India. Very complex AI silicon, right? FinFET, 2 nanometer, 3 nanometer technologies. We have advanced labs. We also have system design. But anyway, if you have a big dream, you start wherever you are. Then the sky is the limit. India, the one thing we don't appreciate here is there's a lot of students that come out of whether it's electronics or computer science. We started once we started a company in Romania, a center in Romania, and that Minister for Electronics was telling us, very proudly, that every year they have 2,200 graduates in electronics, right? Which is, I can throw a story in Bangalore, any corner of Bangalore, they produce 2,000 engineers, right? So, in terms of, if you have only 2,000 engineers for the whole country, imagine how many companies can they support, right? We find the same issue in Malaysia, Singapore, and other places. India is a place where we have the of scale, right? And we're producing engineers of scale. Obviously, we need to make sure good quality engineers are produced. But talking about training, we've matured the training. Each of these machines to test the chips will cost $2-3 million. Obviously, nowhere the universities can afford these machines. So our training department actually produced a small replica of whatever training that's required to be done on this. It's less than 1 to 2 lakhs. So we have set up these training labs within different universities, and now we are training the faculty. The faculty come, they get trained, and then they go train the students. And then whoever is well trained, right, if they pass our admission criteria, selection criteria, we hire them. In fact, our training system, a lot of other governments also appreciate. Malaysian government liked it so much that they gave us again a huge $2 million grant to train their university students. We won't be babysitting, right? So, but it's a great opportunity. If you have some good enthusiastic faculty, you want to get trained and train the students, we'll be happy to do that. With that, by the way, Anjani, my wife, she's also an entrepreneur. She has her own cottage industry to help women in the rural India. So she's the CEO of her own enterprise. But more importantly, very supportive of my all crazy ideas and moving from one place to the other place. Now we moved back to the US. She's always comes with me without any complaints. But good strong support for me. Okay, any questions?